Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and today I've got another deck profile for the Make Your Own card game. This is my deck that I'm titling Oops, All Evasives. As you might imagine, it centers around characters with the evasive ability, which states that characters can only be attacked by other characters with evasive. It's a pretty annoying ability to deal with, and with 20 characters in this deck, so half the deck being evasive characters, our opponent's going to have a hard time getting rid of our characters while we slowly chip away at their health. So let's go over the different evasive characters we're using. Starting off, we've got Chloe as well as Winged Small Fry. Now, both of these characters are pretty much the same. They have 2 attack, 0 defense, 2 cost, and the evasive ability. So we're going to try to get these two out, or one of these two out, pretty early so we can start applying pressure. And with Chloe being a hero, we've also got a bunch of characters who have the hero classification. So there's a minor hero sub-theme as well, which I'll get into a little bit. Speaking of heroes, there's Citrus, another evasive character, 3 costs, 4 attack, 1 defense. He has the critical ability as well, which allows him to attack into any character and destroy it, so he's going to be our main removal piece if we need to really get something off the field. We've also got Delta Warrior Arrow, who is a 3 cost, 3 attack, 2 defense evasive character, who's also pretty good. Not quite as big of an attack as Citrus, but she has a pretty good ability in Hurricane, which for 3 power lets her, once per turn, choose a character and return it to its owner's hand. Now, obviously you can return your opponent's characters to their hand with this, which can help keep them off the field, but it can also return some of our characters back to the hand to reuse certain entry effects. Now, we don't have a lot of these, but it'll be pretty and it's another nice bit of utility you can have with her. Now, speaking of characters with entry effects, the one major one is Locke, who is a 4-cost bird with 2 attack, 2 defense, and evasive. He has the special delivery ability, which states that when you play him, you get to return an action card with power cost 3 or less from your discard pile to your hand. Now, you can't return terrain cards with this, but pretty much any action card is fair game as long as it's 3 cost or less. And spoiler alert, as you can see, all the action cards we play have a cost of 3 or less, which is going to leave Locke with a lot of targets. Matt is also in here to complete the trio of Matt, Citrus, and Chloe. He's a psychic hero, 5 cost, 6 attack, 3 defense, evasive. He's one of the bigger evasives in this deck, and so he can definitely pour on some damage later in the game. And speaking of big evasives, we have the biggest one of all in Super Soldier. A 7-cost soldier, 10 attack and 2 defense. Not only does he have evasive, but he has ward, which means the character cannot be chosen by your opponent except when they attack them. So it's going to be really hard to get rid of this guy especially. So they'll have to have a board wipe or some other kind of similar effect to get rid of it. Or if they can get rid of the abilities, they can get rid of it that way. The other 2 characters we're playing in this deck don't have evasive, but they can still help out. One of them is Multi-Man. We can play him, he gets to copy a character in play, and we can not only copy our opponent's characters with this, but we can use it to double up on one of our other evasives, so we can have a harder board to get for our opponent to break. And of course, Delta Warrior Gale, since there are plenty of heroes in this deck, there's about 12 other heroes. We can just play this in the early turns to help us grab some of our other evasive heroes and grab them to our hand to play later. It's pretty nice. As for the action cards, there's a whole suite of offensive options to help us get in more damage. 3 Disruptive Wave and 3 Clash Grounds both help with reducing our opposing character's defense rather. Now, the Clash Grounds is double-sided, but with all of our characters, or at least most of them being evasive, this isn't as much of a downside as you might expect. Furthering our offensive capabilities is Gun Booster. Pretty simple modifier. Increases our character's attack by 3 for just 2 power. And this can help turn all of our evasive characters into more threatening characters. And of course, there's Battle Rush. Any kind of aggressive deck would want a copy or 2 of this. Basically, you get to attack with 2 different characters in your turn, which can help us pour on a little more damage when we need to close out the game. Of course, Steady Shot is also in here for when we need to get rid of a bigger threat. Just a couple copies of that. And of course, Revival Ray can help us get back our evasive characters to our hand to play them down again on future turns in case we run out of them. And that about does it for this deck. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and comment below if you have any suggestions on how this deck can be improved. I will definitely see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.